Hello everyone. First of all, I congratulate and welcome to all in ninth standard. I am Sunita Patel. This year I am going to teach you social science. Okay. So first we will go through briefly about your social science book. Here are the cover pages of your book. So in this year social science has four parts: history, geography, social and political life, and economics. That means this year, along with history, geography, social and political life, you also study economics. Okay. Here is the list of the chapter which we will cover in this history book. Total 6 chapter, 3 chapter in section 1 and 3 chapter in section B. So today we start with the history chapter, and the chapter is Nazism and the rise of Hitler. As we know, Hitler belongs to Germany. I think you all might have heard there are different leaders in the world. Some are very commendable leaders and some are puppets in the hand of powerful power. So in this chapter we talk about Hitler. Hitler was a name we use to represent particular set of people who have a different mindset, who do not listen to anyone, who harm many peoples. And all these are the adverbs that we added to the Hitler. Hitler is considered of the as one of the dangerous dictator of the 20th century, and at that time he killed nearly 6 million Jews. In this is the main reason for the First World War come, and he fought the First World War the standing in the front. In this lesson we will discussing about what are the views and the ideas, and second thing is what is Nazism. So this idea is completely spread by Hitler in Germany, and Nazi means the Germans. He started the party called Nazi Party. There he set off ideas, and these ideas together called Nazism ideology. So in this unit we will discuss about Nazism ideology, and the most important is how the Hitler rise his power in Germany. Here is the content which we will cover in this chapter: birth of the Weimar Republic, political radicalism and economic crisis, the years of depression, introductions to Hitler, Hitler's rise to power, the destruction of democracy, reconstructions by Hitler, the Nazi worldview, Hitler's behavior with the undesirable, youth in Nazi, the Nazi cult of motherhood, and the last but not the least, the art of propaganda. So, before we start the chapter, here I am going to narrate a short story. Her story is all about a little 11-year-old German boy called Helmut. One day, Helmut was lying in the bed when he overheard his parents discussing something in very serious tone. His father, a prominent physician in Germany at that time, he was a Nazi. He was the supporter of Adolf Hitler. One day he deliberated with his wife whether the time had come to kill the entire family or if he should commit suicide alone. His father spoke about his fear of revenge, saying, "Now the Allies will do to us what we did to the Jews." So the next day he took Helmut to the park where they spent, that means the whole family spent, their last happy time together. And the later, Helmut's father shot himself in his office. Helmut remembered that he saw his father's bloody uniform being burned in the family fireplace. So the question is, why Helmut's father commit suicide? Why he was afraid? So when we will discuss the whole chapter completely, then we will get the answer of this question. Now move on to the first topic, birth of the Weimar Republic. So here first understand the reason behind the birth of Weimar Republic in Germany. Basically, during the First World War, actually the birth of Weimar Republic in Germany, the reason is First World War. During the First World War, whole world is divided into two powers, Alliance power and the Axis power. Alliance power is the group of four countries, including England, France, USSR and USA. Okay. Second power, Axis power, that means the central power, the group of the three countries, Germany, Italy and Japan. These Axis power, they fought against the Allied power. So this First World War basically was the base of understanding how Germany changed at that time. So during the First World War, first of all, First World War started in 1914 till 1918. So during the First World War, what happened? You had a Germany and Austria on one side and England, France, Russia on the other side. In the earlier years of 20th century, Germany was a very powerful empire, and initially German defeated these alliance power. But later these alliance power supported by the USA. So when the USA entered in First World War in 1970, the defeat of German started, and finally German and all the central power was defeated by the alliance power in First World War in 1980. This is all about the First World War, right? Now back to the topic, birth of the Weimar Republic. So after the defeat of Germany in First World War, the Emperor of the Germany ran away to the Poland. So the defeat of Imperial Germany and the give up of the Emperor gave a chance to the parliamentary parties of Germany to recast Germany political structure. So all the national assemblies, they met at Weimar and they established a democratic constitution with the federal structure of republic. Now, this Weimar Republic was not received a well support by its own people. The reason is Treaty at Versailles. Treaty at Versailles, basically it's an agreement between the Germany and the alliance power. When Germany defeated in First World War, after that this agreement signed between them, and according to this treaty, Germany lost its overseas colonies, a tenth of its population, 13% of its territory, 17% of its iron, and 26% of its coal to France, Poland, and Denmark and Lithuania. And according to this treaty, second thing is Germany was forced to pay compensation to the alliance power. So here is the map. Germany after the Versailles Treaty. Germany lost its overseas colonies, almost 10th of its population, 13% of its territory, 17% of its iron, 26% of its coal to France, Poland, Denmark and Lithuania. The Allied powers demilitarized Germany to weaken its power. Second thing is, according to this treaty, as I said, Germany also forced to pay compensation to the alliance power. The Allied armies also occupied the most important resource-rich territory of Germany, Rhineland, for much of the 1920s. So that's why many Germans held the new Weimar Republic responsible not only for the defeat in the war but also the disgrace at Versailles. Now, I hope you all understand what happened after the First World War and how the Weimar Republic established in Germany. Now, move on to the next topic, the effects of the First World War. The effects of the war. The war had a devastating impact on the entire continent, both psychologically and financially. Actually, after this war, Europe turned from creditor to the debtor. Weimar Republic was financially dropped and forced to pay compensation of 6 million to the alliance. And after this war, basically many of the German, they did not accept the Weimar Republic in Germany. So those who support Weimar Republic, they all were target. They all were targets of attack in the conservative nationalist circles. That means those who supported the Weimar Republic, mainly the socialist, Catholics and the Democrats, they all become the easy targets of attack in the conservative nationalist circle. The First World War left a deep imprint on European society and the polity. Soldiers came to be placed above civilians. Politicians and the publicists laid great stress on the need for men to be aggressive, strong and masculine. The media glorified trench life. But this is not the truth. The truth, however, was that soldiers lived a very miserable lives in these trenches, trapped with the Reds. They faced poisonous gas. So, democracy was indeed a young and the fragile idea, and which could not survive the instability of interwar. Move on to the next topic, political radicalism and economic crisis. After the war, many development took place in Germany, like political radicalism. Radicalism means changes. Radicalism means changes. And economic crisis. Weimar Republic coincided with the birth of Spartacist League in Germany. Many of Union of Workers and sailors were established and they start demand for the Soviet style governance on the pattern of Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. But this but this demand and this revolution suppressed by the Weimar Republic. But the political radicalism as heightened by the economic crisis of 1923 that occurred in Germany. Basically, Germany had fought the war largely on loans. This reduced gold reserves at that time. Resources were scarce. So, in 1923, Germany refused to pay compensation to the Alliance power. So, in return, the Alliance power basically occupied one of the important industrial region of Germany, Ruhr. French occupied this Ruhr industrial area of Germany. So in return, Germany start printed paper currency recklessly in Germany. So resulting with too much printed money in circulation, the value of German mark fell down. In April, $1 was equal to the 24,000 marks, and in July it is equal to this, and in August $1 equal to this marks, and then finally in December it almost reached trillions. This crisis came to be known as hyperinflation. So, what is hyperinflation? Actually, it's a situation when there is very high price rise. And this situation is occurred in Germany after the First World War due to the too much printing of German currency. And why Germany started to printing currency recklessly? The reason is when Germany refused to pay compensation to the Allied power, in return, French occupied one of the important industrial region of Germany. So as a result, the value of the mark, that means German currency, collapsed. Prices of goods increase. And this crisis, as I said, these crises came to be known as hyperinflation. Hyperinflation again is a situation when prices rise phenomenally high. But eventually, after this economic crisis occurred in Germany, after this, eventually the American intervened and bailed Germany out of the crisis by introducing the Dewey Plan. What was Dewey's Plan basically? It was a plan introduced by the America to release financial burden on Germany. After that, they reworked the terms of agreement or the treaty to ease the financial burden on Germans. So here are the factors responsible for economic crisis that occurred in Germany. First of all, Germany fought First World War completely on the loans. Second economic crisis, French occupied Ruhr because German refused to pay compensation to Alliance power. After that, Germany started printing currency recklessly. And after this, hyperinflation situation occurred. And the most important factor responsible for this, Great depression in USA. Now move on to the next topic, the years of depression. Basically, the year of depression started from 1929 to 1935. But before that, the years between 1924 till 1928 saw some stability in Germany. The reason is Dewey's Plan, which was introduced by the America to release the financial burden of Germany. Yet this was built on sand. German investment and industrial recovery were totally dependent on short-term loans, largely from the USA. This support was withdrawn when the Wall Street Exchange crashed in 1929. First, understand what was the Wall Street Exchange. Wall Street Exchange, the name of the world's biggest stock exchange, located in the USA. So, when the Wall Street Exchange crashed in USA in 1929, after that, the support was withdrawn. The German economy was the worst hit by the economic crisis. But by the 1932, industrial production was reduced to 40% of the 1929 level. Workers lost their jobs or were paid reduced wages. Factories shut down, exports fell, farmers were badly hit, and speculators, traders withdraw their money from the market. The effects of this recession in the US economy were felt worldwide, and the German economy was the worst hit by the economic crisis. So, the years of depression started from 1929 to 1935. So, during this period, German trade between countries completely dropped, and millions of people were jobless. Move on to the next topic, defects under the Weimar Republic. Actually, political too, the Weimar Republic was broke down. The Weimar Constitution had some defects which made it unstable and vulnerable to dictatorship. One was proportional representation, and the second defect, Article 48. Proportional representation, this made achieving a majority by any one party a near impossible task, leading to a rule by coalition. And the other defect was the Article 48, which gave the President the powers to impose emergency, suspend civil rights, and rule by decree. Within its short life, the Weimar Republic saw 20 different cabinets lasting on an average 239 days, and a liberal use of Article 48. Yet the crisis could not be managed by the Weimar Republic. People lost confidence in the democratic parliamentary system, which seemed to offer no solution. So the next topic is the Hitler's rise, his power in Germany. So before that, let's recall once what we discussed in this video. Here are the important factors which led to the rise of Hitler's power in Germany. First is political instability, Treaty of Versailles, the economic crisis, defects of Weimar Republic, and the last and the most important actually, Hitler's dynamic personality. So first one is the political instability. Under the Weimar Republic, there existed political instability, as we know, between 1919 till 1933, as many as 21 coalition governments were formed in Germany and fell. Democracy failed to give any relief to the German people. That's why people lost their confidence. Second is Treaty of Versailles. Treaty of Versailles, basically it was an agreement signed between the Germany and the Alliance power. And according to this Treaty of Versailles, according to this agreement, Germany lost its territories, and Germany also paid a lot of compensations to the Alliance power. The people begin to look upon the Weimar Republic as a symbol of national disgrace and an act of betrayal of the German people. Next factor is the economic crisis, because when German printed currency recklessly, after that hyperinflation situation occurred in Germany, unemployment, price rise, German trade completely dropped. All these world depression created economic disaster of the worst order in Germany. Next one is the defects of Weimar Republic, as we discussed earlier. Defects of Weimar Republic is also responsible to the rise of Hitler power in Germany. And the most important is the Hitler's dynamic personality. Hitler had a dynamic personality. He was influential and charming. He was a great organizer and excellent orator and a tireless worker. His logic was convincing and his appeals touched the reason and the emotions of the people. Now just look at this map. Here, yellow color shows Axis power and the red aligned power. So basically, as we know, Axis power, Germany, Japan and Italy, and aligned power, USA, USSR, Russia and France. And here is the Axis power in 1942. The red color shows the central power or the Axis power. Now, what do you have to do? You also find out the location of these Axis countries and the aligned countries. Try to find out their location and try to locate their location on the world map. Thank you. Have a nice day.